I have everything that you can buy from ThiefNet. Yep, it's gonna be that time of the series again, folks. It's time for the Gadget Showcase because I did such a poor job showing off most of these gadgets in the original series, as in I didn't show most of them off. And yes, we are doing this a Bloodbath Bay because I like this level. It's my favorite level. If you don't like that, well, deal with it. Greetings all, it's Blue Knight and welcome back to Slide 3, Honor Among Thieves. Previously, we put Dr. M in his place and almost got access to the Cooper Vaults, but it ended up, well, kind of getting buried in rubble. We got Dr. M to blame for that. But we were able to secure a part of that as the gang has gone out their separate ways, even with Sly himself, who seems to be a lot better than we were led to believe. I guess he really did earn the name Sly because he was kind of being a sly dog in a sense. Today, like I said, we're gonna do the gadget showcase because I did do a bad job showing off most of these gadgets in the series. But that's what this video is here for, to show off every little bit of gadgets, or all the gadgets that you can get and what they do. And to start things off, we're gonna do it with Murray. We already seen the Be the Ball thing in action several times before, so I don't think we have to go over that too much. The first one will be the Berserker Charge. Scatter enemies with this powerful run. Basically, whenever you hit the power up button, it can stun enemies nearby. It's also really good for clearing out a multitude of foes if you're getting crowded too much. And we just saw was the improved throw that I did buy. That's an automatic power up you can get from ThiefNet. It's with you forever. Let's see, that's what this was. The Juggernaut throw. Throws enemies explode on impact. Usage is automatic. Very good. In If the original throw wasn't strong enough for you, then you can buy that. The next one is gonna be the Gull Guttular Guttural Roar. I have no idea why I have trouble saying that word, but I do. This is less offensive and more defensive. You can scare enemies away. Perfect for if you want to, again, clear out a crowd and try to get some space. The next one on the list is the Fists of Flame. One of Murray's better power-ups in my opinion. You can turn ordinary fists into fists of, what was it, fire? The fiery ones. So just press the designated button and Murray's hands will be set on fire. You can kill one foe with this specific maneuver. Once you use it up, then it's gone. You have to reactivate it like so. If you choose to have second thoughts about it, you can press the designated gadget button again to turn it off, but I think both functions... No, just turning it on will make you lose part of the thief meter. Turning it off won't restore that, so keep that in mind. Next up is gonna be Temporal Lock. We'll assign this to L2. Freeze time around the guards temporarily at least. So, if you press the button, then it makes time around you stop. I don't really see a use for this that much because, well, Murray's pretty capable of handling most guards on its own. But I guess if you need a chance to make a quick getaway as Murray, you can use that. It might be useful against these big flashlight guards. I guess they will be reawakened, so to speak, when you do knock a guard out of that temporal state. The next one is the Raging Inferno Flop. We did see this during the last episode, Honor Among Thieves, but in case you did somehow miss that, it pretty much makes your Thunder Flop fiery, and as we've seen in this game already, fire is one of the few elements that can kill an enemy instantly. Or it can make someone go down like that. I guess it's more like an area effect thing. If you do it near an enemy, then the fire will kill them on impact due to the heat wave. And Murray's final power-up that he can use is the Diablo Fire Slam, used while carrying an enemy to create a deadly firestorm. This is one I don't use that much, but I'm pretty sure it can be helpful. So let's go throw this guy into his buddy over there and see what comes of it. Ah, it slams the enemy down, and that costs another heat wave. So you can see that Murray has a lot of deadly maneuvers, so a lot of them can either stun or instantly kill a foe. That makes him so much more powerful than he already is. I guess that's to make up for the fact that he was practically broken back at Band of Thieves, where he could kill anybody with just 2 punches. Quick side note, I don't think I ever showed this off or mentioned this. So let me shoot this guy down for a bit first because he's got some loot, even though I don't need it anymore. It's the principle that matters. If you press triangle when you're carrying a foe, you can slam them down to the ground on your feet like that. I guess that's allowed for more combo potential. Again, something I don't really use that often, but I guess one exception could be the Diablo Fire Slants, since that can cause a heat wave that can kill nearby foes as well. But this is something you could do if you don't want to throw an enemy in your distance. I guess another reason that you could use that is to not alert any guards if you're trying to throw them with the square button. Up next is Bentley, and we can see he's got a lot more to offer than Murray does. That's basically because he's not as offensive oriented as Murray is. He is the brains of the group after all. So to start things off, we're gonna use the trigger bomb. I have used this like I think once back in the first episode, but not much else. It's just a detonatable bomb, I suppose you could call it, that you can use with a gadget. This doesn't use anything from the thief meter, thankfully. So it's just basically a remote bomb that you can throw, which is much different than the triangle bomb that you can use. Next up, it's going to be the pickpocket pole. I'll do it to show that off because I've done my share of pickpocketing as it is in this game, so we can skip that one. This next one was used by Sly in the last game, but for some reason they switched it off to Bentley. I guess they figured that he needed it more because of his condition. It's the alarm clock, a returning gadget from Sly 2. Confuse your enemies with this distracting alarm clock. This could be used to like make a distraction if you want to make a quick getaway with Bentley, kind of like that. And that does use a part of the thief meter though, unlike the remote bomb. Next one is gonna be the adrenaline burst. Move like no turtle has moved before. You press the designated gadget button, that makes Bentley move faster. I rarely get this one because I just mostly rely on the R1 button to run, but this obviously increases his running speed by just a little bit, and it does make up, or take up quite a bit from the thief meter. Next one, the health extractor. Capture guards and extract medicine from them. I guess it's like a guaranteed way to get a health pickup if you're having trouble fighting one. Let's see how this works. So press L2 again, or the designated gadget button once you do display it, and sure enough, it does drop a health pickup for you to use. Okay, didn't distract that guy good enough with the alarm clock. Let's go up here to get away from those stupid big guards. I guess I'll keep this up in case I need to refill my thief meter, so we'll have that on from now on. Next is going to be the Insanity Strike. Make enemies attack each other with the wheelchair spin. So press the designated gadget button, and then go to a phone nearby and hit them like so. I think I did show this off during our first raid to Skull Keep in this level. As we can see, that guard is chasing down another guard, and if they're able to make contact, or it's probably going to be physical contact for that infection to keep going. But if that does happen, then the guard that's being attacked will also be contracted by this insanity infection, and they will end up fighting each other. I guess it doesn't work for projectiles, only for physical contact. So something like one of the golden retrievers that we can find, or one of the chihuahuas, then they'll be able to spread that infection to another guard nearby. Let's go up here to see if that theory is true. More often than not, there is another guard here. There you are. Press R2. Okay, let's see how well this does. If my theory is right, insanity should spread only through physical contact. Just gotta wait for this guy to find another guard to go after first. I think he did find one. Yeah, there he is. Sure enough, the insanity only spreads through physical contact, so something like a projectile won't work at all. It's just a good way to make enemies turn on each other if you're being outnumbered, I suppose. But I merely use this kind of function just for fun. It is pretty amusing to see enemies kill each other every once in a while when you don't want to do any combat on your own will. We can skip this one. We saw the grapple cam. We know how this could be used. The size destabilizer. Shrink guards by whacking them with your wheelchair. Shrunken enemies will be weaker to damage you, and they'll be more easier to kill. So if we do that, I can pretty much kill this guy in like one hit. Wow. Let's try it with this guy. One hit again. I want to try that on a healthy foe, because those guys were pretty weakened as it is from their little scuffle. There has to be another guard right somewhere. I'll try it on that Chihuahua. Don't want him to fall off the roof though, because he'll instantly die that way. Wait, that was the... Oh yeah, that was the side stabilizer. I think he's running away from me. I didn't know enemies could do that. Or probably was trying to chase me down and its AI got confused. We'll try it again on this guy. He's shrunken. No, he'll still come after me. I guess that other guy was just confused. Another foe here, which makes it perfect for me to test out the Rage Bomb. Confuse all enemies in the area into attacking each other. I think that will have to wait a few seconds before it blows up. But if you could detonate that or place that in the middle of a bunch of foes, then they'll be able to attack each other. It's basically a easier way to spread the insanity infection. Ow, I didn't want that to happen. You fight your other friend, thank you. And now getting pelted by that other guy. I think it's time for me to get out of there. Wow, that one was going really weird. I've never seen the stabilizer freak out like that. I was trying to refuel my faith meter just to show off the remaining gadgets. It's pretty funny to see how the stabilizer can just go all crazy like that. Anyways, I think I have enough to show off our next gadget. The reduction bomb. Shrink enemies in the area. We'll do on this guy. Oh, it's kind of like you have to hold out a regular bomb. Alright, that's interesting. I wonder if I can hold that down with the R2 button. Much like I can hold down the triangle bomb. Need to find another enemy to test that out. You can tell that I'm not really familiar with these gadgets because most of them I don't really use that much, like I stated before. Sure enough, you can hold it like a regular bomb. If you're near an enemy like that, you could throw it near one, and that guy instantly died? I didn't think the reduction bomb could do that. I need to test that out again. Because that was on a big guard. I probably just got lucky from that. Try it on this guy. If you're close enough to a foe, Bentley can fling a bomb like that. Same goes for the triangle button. Ah! So the reduction bomb is an easier way to kill foes. Interesting. I didn't think it could be used for like multiple purposes. That gadget's a lot more useful than I thought it would be. Well, this will take us to the final gadget that Bentley has in its arsenal, which is the hoverback, which we've already seen before. Just hit the X button 3 times now to get even higher altitude instead of just like the 2 times before with just the 2 afterburners. So Bentley's got a lot of stuff that can be used for like one foe or multiple guards, and some of those gadgets do have like similar features, but depending on how you use them, Bentley could be like a formidable force out in the field. Combining that with his triangle bomb and his Banaki-Con darts, Bentley's pretty much a tactician kind of player. But his gadgets are pretty useful if you know how to use them right. And now for the star of the show, it's Sly himself, who has the hugest amount of gadgets and power-ups you can buy from ThiefNet. I'll quickly go over the ones that you have automatically. First off will be the Silent Obliterator, which is an upgraded and quieter version of the sneak attack. There's also the Paraglide, which you can hit by holding R1 while in the air. Sly's the only one that could do that for like descending, as opposed to Bentley's ascending hover pack. And since we're getting attacked by this guy, you can use the charge feature now if you do purchase them from ThiefNet. So I think the first thing we'll do is the push attack. So just hit triangle from 1 to 3 times. Ow! And not get hit. No, that's not how you use it. Just hit triangle 1 to 3 times and hit circle to push back the enemy. Kinda like that. I think that guy just got electrocuted. No, he's still alive. I thought the electricity killed him for some reason. So you could press it, like I said, from 1 to 3 times. You don't have to immediately go for like the level 3 version of the push attack. You just go for level 2 or level 1. And you can just close the distance on the foe like that. Next one will be the spin attack. I think depending on how many times you press triangle, yeah, it does determine the length of the spin attack. So if I go for like 3 times, that'll make the spin attack last very, very long. You can essentially combo that big flashlight guard if I'm able to get close enough to him. Artio just used a smoke bomb. I used a smoke bomb enough times, so I'll have to show that off. That's pretty much my main gadget, like I stated before. Next up will be the combat dodge. Oh wait, actually no, I almost forgot the last charge maneuver that you can use when you do upgrade with ThiefNet. That's the jump attack. So hit triangle and then press X, and that can actually electrocute foes. Let's try level 2. Yep, electrocutes foes. Wow, ow! I didn't think that could damage me, but man, that guy suffered a painful, painful death. Wow! Wow, that was a great use of that level 3 jump attack. I completely vaulted over that guy. He ended up swiping me with his cannon gun. That's gonna make Sly feel things for like the next few weeks. That looked really painful. That get my attention. Notice me! Thank you. I actually thought the jump attack pertained to the mid-air dive maneuver, which is just hitting jump and then while in the air, hit triangle to go for like a spiral dive, but that's not what the jump attack is actually upgraded for. It's this thing. I wonder if... No, that didn't hit me. Need to even the odds again, because I want to see if that blast attack can actually hurt me as much as the guy it's killing. Let's go for level 3. Yep, it can actually hurt and kill you if you're too close to it. So the first time wasn't just bad luck on my part. Okay then, alright. I guess that could also be used to kill multiple enemies if they're near that shocked guard. The next one we'll do is the combat dodge, sidestep enemies in combat, and this can only be used in a combat situation, not in free roam. So just hit the designated button, and you'll end up going to the side. It's basically an easier way to dodge rather than just sidestep with the left stick. Next one will be the Feral Pounce, which can make you jump over long distances. I imagine this could be used for like getting a little bit of your jumping height if you need to get to a high ledge that even the double jump can't help you with. Wow, that's actually really good. It makes you go really far. You can actually hit the X button while you're in the air with the Feral Pounce to keep or make your distance go even farther than it would originally use with just tapping the designated button. It's pretty cool. They can only use the X button once when you're diving with the Feral Pounce too. That's actually really fun. I should remember to use throw optic if I want to get anywhere fast. That's so cool. Also makes Sly go like a very sneaky stance like that, because he wants to look cool. Sly always has to look cool. That's like the #1 thing in this rulebook. Next one will be an oldie from the very first game. The knockout dive. Leave at enemies, leaving them stunned on the ground. This is basically another way to stun foes if you are either behind or in front of them. So I do it with this guy. Instant access to my sneak attack. I do it to that guy too. Another way to stun enemies even in combat. Next up, the rocket boost. I did show this off back in China for a brief moment. Another way for you to get around places faster, but the longer you hold down the button, the more you will expend the thief meter, as we can see in the up left corner. Next one is gonna be thief reflexes. A side note on the rocket boots, like I said in China, that's basically a reused gadget in function, but it's reskinned. That was the stealth slide from Bandit Thieves. Next is Thief Reflexes, slow time down to a crawl. This is one of my favorites just purely for entertainment purposes. It does as the gadget describes, makes time slow down, but it does expend the thief meter the longer you do hold it down though. There's no use for it. As far as I can tell, Sly is moving just as fast as the enemy would, maybe a little faster? It looks like so. But I guess just to make yourself look a little more cool, if you're into that. Like I said, it's purely just for entertainment purposes. I don't really see that much of a use for it in a serious situation. We already saw Silent Obliteration. We have the treasure map. You can only get that from the pirate level. And now we'll get to the 2 shadow powers that you can buy. These are really expensive. Some of the more expensive gadgets you can buy from ThiefNet. Shadow power level 1 makes you move without being seen. But you can't do anything else. You can only just move, not even jump. That does lower the thief meter, like with some of the last few gadgets. And if you think that level 2 is basically the same, there is one difference. As soon as I can actually get away from this guy, you can't use the shadow powers when you are being detected. I think that goes without saying. I'll jump up here to get rid of these guys. Now how level 2 shadow power works, it's basically the same. It does use more the thief meter, but you can run when you are using the level 2 power for shadows. And the last few gadgets we can use, well, we've already seen in action. That would be our disguises. We saw this back in Venice. This can be used in China, the photographer disguise, and the pirate disguise. I don't think I've actually shown that in action. We only use it just to converse with Black Spot Pete.
Island password, quickly, now.
Here's the password slide.
The passwords are randomly generated like with some of the other settings we could use gadgets in, but there's only a select few that you can memorize. After a while, the patterns will become familiar to you so you can commit them to memory. I don't really use the gadgets too much because there are easier ways to get around the guards without being detected, but if you want like a straightforward approach, then the gadgets are your best bet to do so. As we saw though, you can only equip one at a time. You can't equip all of them at once with the gadget buttons. And that's pretty much it with the gadget showcase now. We've seen everything you can get and use from ThiefNet in this game. Overall, it's basically the same arsenal you can get from Slide 2. There is like one new gadget, no wait, 4 new gadgets because of the 3 disguises, those are new. But the rocket boots aren't really that new. Like I said, it's just a reskinned power up from a previous game. They just changed it up, I guess, just to make it look fancier, I suppose. That's gotta be it. But that's basically all we could do now with Sly Cooper and his gang in Honor Among Thieves. Well, there is one more thing we can show off, but that's only exclusive to the collection version of these 3 games. Wow, it's so weird seeing this logo again now that I've gone through the entire trilogy. I was originally gonna use the physical copy for my Let's Play of Honor Among Thieves, but I already discussed why I didn't do that. The cutscenes in this game, or at least in the physical copy, are a little messed up because of the amount of data you can have stored on your PS3, and that can cause the cutscenes to slow down a little bit. I go back here. This credits is actually used to show the staff that was behind porting these 3 games onto the PS3. Sucker Punch wasn't actually the team that was behind this collection version for these games. It was actually Sanzaru Games that was behind the development for this, the same studio that would go on to make Sly 4. Speaking of Sly 4, that's what these question marks are for. 4, get it? Because 4 and the number 4. Anyways, these question marks are to show the first teaser that was released to indicate that a Sly 4 was on the way, so there's a little bonus for that. So if you go over to past the Sly 3 logo, you'll get some mini-games. I believe that you can actually play these mini-games with the PlayStation Move, hence why the cursor is a little different than what we're used to seeing. As far as I remember though, these mini-games aren't that memorable to my recollection, but we're going to show them off very quickly. So this first one, we'll go in order of character and of these games. First off, obviously with Sly. That was a very long load screen. I am not going to show that off, that's for sure. Treasure snagging. Collect your colored piece to score points. Shoot other players' pieces to prevent them from scoring. Okay, so I can see how that could... I couldn't pull up on that? Come on. I can see how this could be a good multiplayer game, I suppose. There we go. No idea why that wasn't working before. So I had to actually use the 6-axis feature on my PS3 controller to pull up and score points. Remember that, the 6-axis on the PlayStation 3? That was a thing that people quickly badgered on and forgot about really fast. For good reason. They really didn't use this feature that much. I guess it's like more suited for the PlayStation Move if anything else. Like I said before, these games were made for the Move in mind. Also, remember the PlayStation Move? Sony's attempt to get into like the motion control business that Nintendo was taking over for a bit because of the Wii? Yeah, that happened. Dear God, this audio is so loud. I actually had to turn down my TV, but even then, I can still hear the music and all this stuff. Hey, new trophy, alright. I guess since I didn't play these games, there are trophies that are exclusive to this too. Okay then. You learn something new every day. Let's see what Murray's has to offer now. But let's go back for a bit. Can you actually imagine 4 people play with the PlayStation Move with these games? I really couldn't, because we did discuss Nintendo was taking over the motion gaming market at the time because of the Wii and how much of a success that was. I can hardly imagine finding 2 people that try to play this with the Move. But I'm probably being a bit too judgmental so far. We haven't tried all these games, but still, it's kind of fun to imagine. Guru Dart Shooter. Shoot the enemy, not the Guru. Guru's bad. The Contessa from Slide 2 is good. Okay then. That's nice. Come on, shoot. Shoot! Oh, it's R1, okay. It's not X this time. Oh, but sorry, Guru. I didn't mean to shoot on purpose there. And the targets disappear so fast. This is not what I'm used to. Also, if you do shoot the Guru, you're not able to to shoot anything else for a limited time. So you really gotta be careful where you place your shots. Again, I can't imagine how difficult this might be with a move. I've never actually had the move before, so I don't know for sure how well the functionality of that peripheral is. It probably could have been like decent enough to play. Hey, another trophy, alright. I guess I achieved something. I'll be sure to look at the description of those trophies after we're done with this. Guess I scored high enough to warrant that trophy to appear. Alright, that's good. Nice. I was actually surprised I got a score that high, despite me flubbing it up early on. Alright, Bentley, what do you have that's next for us? Bentley RC Race. Guide your RC chopper through the rings to score points. Okay. This is something I'm a little more used to from Slide 2. I'm actually just now remembering... Whoops, kinda crashed the chopper there. I'm actually now like reminiscing on how few of the RC chopper missions there were in Slide 3. I believe there were only like 2 of them back in Honor Among Thieves. Also, I'm not doing a good job right now. Just crashing into everything that I could possibly try to avoid, but I'm not because I'm being so bad at this. Okay, we're doing really good right now. I also like how we're using like the Paris level as a way to show off some of these mini games. We had it with Sly's mini game, and now we're seeing it with Bentley too. Paris was a memorable level to me back in Band of Thieves, mainly because of how much time I spent in it, because I replayed Band of Thieves a lot, so I did end up seeing that level very, very often. Also, I just love the music in that level as well. It's very memorable to me. Alright, come on. Come on. So few of these targets too, they're spread out so far as well. There really is not much else to it with this minigame. This is all there is. It's really bare bones compared to the other two. Okay, I guess crashing the buys does cost you points. That's good to know. And there's the end. Didn't get a trophy for that, so I'm gonna try again to see if I can do better. Never mind, I did get it. Okay. I guess I just was being a little too impatient on that. Well, final game. And this one is with Carmelita. I imagine hers will have something involved shooting because of her shock pistol. I won't be surprised if it was like a reskin of Murray's minigame, if I have to be honest. Interpol target practice. Shoot your colored target to score points. Shoot other players' targets. This sounds a lot like Sly's minigame. This better be more different than it sounds. Okay, again it's R1 that shoots, not X. That's really strange. That would be the X button for some reason. I do like how these minigames use music from any of the Sly games though. Like we heard a track from Sly 1, I think this might be it. We heard Sly 2's like nightclub music when we were playing Sly's minigame. I can see how this could be a little fun with more people. You can chase down this target to shoot as much as you can before the other players get to it. It doesn't go away after a while too. It actually just appears on screen for a bit about time. I can also see Murray's game being a little more fun with multiple people as well. I can imagine it being so chaotic that you might fumble on shooting the wrong target by accident in that game. Alright, did I get a trophy? Did I do good? Yep, I did good enough. Alright, Carmelita Crime Crunch. Let's take a look at what those 4 trophies we unlocked have to say. Alright, the slime minigames are a separate category if you're playing on the collection version. I'm not used to seeing this that much, to be honest. Alright, there's Treasure Hunter, play treasure snagging. Alright, so there's just a trophy to unlock just by playing these minigames. Apparently, I've touched these minigames before, hence why I am not familiar the with most of these trophies at all. I played all these back in 2015? I think I was like fumbling around with this for fun one day and just happened to unlock half of these trophies. Okay then, I'll take it. Well, at least I got the other trophies that were associated with this, so I can put that on my accomplishments. But with now these little collection exclusive minigames shown off, that's it. We've seen everything there is to see in Slide 3, and we got a little more by way of the collection version of this game. I don't regret doing this one bit like I said in the finale. It was so much fun to go through Slide 3 again. Even after all these years, I still have so much fun playing this. Definitely the most fun out of the three that I have showcased on this channel so far. But for now, I think I'm pretty content on leaving the Cooper gang where they are right now. And I am so excited to tackle new adventures and new journeys with all of you along the way. So I hope to see you back very soon for my next series, whatever that may be. But until that time comes, farewell for now, and thanks for watching.